Bart Sobies. He's going to talk to us about leveraging AI in your accommodation business.
Thanks, Adrian. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for having me. My name is Bart Sobies. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to talk to you all about AI and how we can use it in our businesses, being in accommodation. Before I get going, and I do appreciate your patience, it doesn't normally take that long, but it's a little bit of a different setup, and that's why. I would love to get to know you a little bit. I would love to know how much we know about AI and whether we've been using it. AI has been around for a long time, for many, many years. If you've ever used a Google Doc or a Word doc and you've had it correct your spelling, then you have used some sort of version of AI. ChatGPT came out in November. Who here has used ChatGPT? Who here uses it or has used it at least once a month? Just keep your hands up and then we'll keep on putting them down if you don't mind. So wait, am I right in saying that half the room is not using ChatGPT at least once a month? Okay. Who here uses it once a week? Who here uses it once a day? Who uses it multiple times a day? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great. So we've got a good audience. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you the reasons why we use ChatGPT in our business every single day, multiple times a day, to do super effective work, to make us more efficient, and to use this technology in everything that we do. Now, I come from, actually, I might as well introduce myself. Great. Let's go back here. This is me as a kid. Born in Australia, background is Polish, trying to get my hands around some cake. I've been doing marketing and technology for quite a long time, and when I was a kid, my parents moved me over to Europe. And I remember as a kid quite vividly, people would say, hey, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I always find it difficult being a child. You don't know what you want to do because you don't know what's available, what's possible out there. But I did know that I wanted to be or have something to do with travel. So I'm international businessman sounds absolutely fantastic. So we used to travel around all over Europe, all over France, in the back of a Toyota Camry or Toyota, and there was just no air conditioning, 20 hours on the road. Dad would be doing 160 kilometers an hour. It was an absolute nightmare, but the next question that people ask me is, what kind of business do you want to run? And I said, I don't really know, but I thought that selling toilet paper would be quite useful because people need toilet paper. Now, my career path changed a little bit, and I've been working all over the world. This is how I started, and this is how I've actually got myself onto stages like these. I used to sell a Vitamix blender. Has anyone ever used a Vitamix blender before? They're over $1,000. They're really cool. They heat up a hot soup due to the friction of the blades alone. Really cool. And they'll make you ice cream as well. So traveling Canada and that sort of thing. But my real passion is helping build teams and helping grow tech companies, because I know a lot about marketing. I know a lot about sales. And I grew some online ordering companies to multi-million-dollar companies. This was back in the day when we would pick up the phone and would call up a restaurant and say, hey, you need a website. People are going to order their food online. And I'd say, they'll do what? Order their food online. It's a big thing. Everyone's going to do it. And they would just kind of swear at us and hang up the phone and say, that's never going to happen. And of course, now you've got menu logs and the whole industry has changed altogether. So that's the space that I used to work in. Now I'm the host of the Accommodation Show. I've had roughly about 100 guests on the show, experts from all over the world that sort of know a hell of a lot more than I do. But we do this to try to give you all more information to help you and strengthen you in your businesses. There are people that you will know that have been on the show. I run an accommodation owners and managers Facebook group. We're just launching Strive. That's an event in Melbourne for short-term rental owners. And I run iBooked.Online. Basically, travel has changed my life. Travel enables us to discover, to meet individuals, to discover new locations and cultures. We exchange stories and experiences, and we connect with intriguing folks who either mirror our journey or have performed their own extraordinary feats. The one reason why I bring this all up, we love travel, and I would say that we're all here because we have a connection through travel. And we like to share our connections and experiences. Now, let's get into AI, but rather than me introducing this session, I've brought some friends with me.
Ladies and gents, esteemed guests, it's a real pleasure to be with you at this amazing event. Welcome to the AI Hoedown. We're your host, Bart the Tech Wizard Sobies. We'll whisk your way on a magical tour through the wild world of AI, revealing how to sprinkle a little digital fairy dust on your hospitality business.
Let's kick it off with me telling you a hysterical joke. What travels around the world but stays in one corner?
A stamp. Ha 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 ha. But, no joke, mates, we're here to learn, and for your host to unveil the latest sorcery that you can conjure up in your business. So, let's get this party started.
So that, folks, was put together with an AI tool called Synthesia. And with Synthesia, what you do is you get your copy, you get your script, you put it in, and then they start doing all the talking for you. Pretty cool, huh? Has anyone ever seen that before? Now, we did a bit more work than that, so we had to do 4 different versions, and then we had to splice it all together to create that video. It's probably around about a week and a half's work. It was massive volume to actually get it done. And timing was incorrect as well, so they'll kind of rush through to the punchline, and then we're like, oh God, we need a bit of space here. So it took a lot of work. The point being is that that's how far we've got, that it's amazing, but is it useful to everybody in this room? I would argue that it's absolutely not useful whatsoever right now. It's a good fad, right? So why is he talking about that? It's just important to see that that is what is possible. So let's keep moving through. So what is AI? Is AI this? Or is AI something more like this? Or is AI more like this? AI, or artificial intelligence, refers to the development of computer systems and software that can perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. These tasks include problem solving, learning, reasoning, perception, and language. This is the first time, I would argue, that we've actually got an opportunity to interact with the AI and have a practical use case that we can put into our businesses. So how do we get going? What do we do with this ChatGPT tool? And this talk today is going to be all about ChatGPT and how we can use it to increase our bookings overall and our direct bookings, because obviously with Adrian we preach the same message. Why is AI so good? Why is it so useful? It's because it has more data. It has more ideas. Who here still does brainstorming sessions? If you're doing a brainstorming session, give it a go with AI. What ideas do you have about this? It's sourcing the entire internet. It's giving you all the ideas which are condensed down, which you can then take and use those ideas. Oh, that's amazing. And then you start to develop on those ideas. It's better than a human brain, right? Better than an encyclopedia. It's got all of those things smashed together. It's better at English than most of us. If we've got teams that are remote teams, it's really good at helping them to find better ways to communicate with our guests. AI doesn't care. It's not emotional. When we're responding to a review, that customer, I hate that. It doesn't care. It's able to give you a much more empathetic response to go, actually, the reason why they have this issue, and they read into it way better than we actually can. And then it's faster than us, which equals more direct bookings. Now, Adrian, in the last one, he actually asked who's updated their listings and things like that. That's what we're going to do as our first task, and it's not a setup. So the 3 things that you need to consider when you're using ChatGPT is context. Context is king. You need to give the AI enough information for it to know what to do. Are you asking it to help you write a description? Who are you? What kind of a business are you? What are you running? What is the purpose of this? Are you trying to solve an Excel spreadsheet? Or are you trying to change a description? You need to give it context, and when you give it context, you're going to talk about your business, where you're located, how many bedrooms you have, as much data as possible. I was talking to a lady yesterday who's doing a lot of that work in the background to create tools to import that data for you on your behalf, and that's going to happen in the future. So context is key. You need to give it context. Once you've given it context, you're going to give it more data and information that it can use to then give you better results, and I'll walk you through that. And then the third part is refining. When you get a response from ChatGPT, quite often it's rubbish. It doesn't really give you what you're looking for, and that's where most of you will give up. And you'll say, you know what, it's a fad. This is not a fad. This is changing a lot. So I think we're going to go in and show you some examples. So this is where someone said to me, because I have done this at the ARMA conference last week or a couple of weeks ago, and they said, hey, mate, this is a really high-pressure presentation because it can go wrong. And the reason why I want it to potentially go wrong, this isn't pre-planned, is because if it goes wrong, I'll show you how to fix it. If it goes right, then good. But if it goes wrong, you'll see how to do it for yourself. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work on a listing description, and you might do this on your website. You might do it on any of the OTAs, and we're going to work through a title. We're going to work through our description, and we're going to give it lots of information, and we're going to see what it comes up with. So first things first, at random, we're going to find a hotel to work with. Great, let's take the top one off the list, the Great Southern Hotel in Sydney. And this is the one that we're going to work with. And the first thing I'm going to do is grab all the information from here. We're just going to do a simple copy and paste. I'm going to go down to here, pop it into ChatGPT and say, hey, ChatGPT, can you help? Can you please condense this information down to a summary of my business? And off we go. I am using ChatGPT 4. If we've got time at the end, I can answer some questions about the different versions. Oh. So off it goes. The Great Southern Hotel Sydney is a popular establishment situated at 717 George Street in Sydney's Central Business District, inside a historic 19th century building. The hotel loved by couples who rate its location 9.4 out of 10 is just a 5-minute walk away, so on and so forth. So now we're starting to give it context. Okay, I know who you are. At this point, if you're working on your own and you know that there's other key points you want to give it, you're gonna say, hey, can you please add the fact that we've got a restaurant downstairs and that sort of stuff. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on some titles for it. That's unbelievable. Thank you. I always encourage you to be polite to the robot, just in case, things go wrong in the future. Thanks, that's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Now, I am looking to write 10 descriptions of my business to attract couples for booking.com / Airbnb / my website. I swear to God, this particular command, I'm completely ad-libbing. I'm not making this up. I'm just doing it. I'll see what it comes up with. Urban charm meets historic elegance. Relish the heart of Sydney at the Great Southern Hotel. OK, that's good. That's not what I wanted. It's not what I wanted. I need the titles to be 10 words. Well, that wasn't very polite of me, was it? Experience elegance, blend of history and comfort in the Sydney CBD. Heart of Sydney, iconic landmarks just steps away from your hotel. Romantic CBD, blah, blah, blah. Even better, can you include the name of my hotel? Oh. There we go. So now we're starting to get titles of our accommodation. So the next step of this is that we say, OK, so we've given it context. We've got our different titles. We can start to A/B test. The biggest challenge to A/B testing things is actually coming up with enough ideas fast enough so that you can start to do the A/B testing and actually implement it. And when we're talking about A/B testing, it's running the same thing twice and then seeing how people respond differently. Talk to Adrian about that. It's really cool stuff. Now, so what we're going to do is say, you rock my world. Thanks. Can you please write a description about the above for my website? I want to target couples and people and business people during the week. Excuse my spelling, by the way. I'm trying to go fast to get through some of this. And also, like this kind of keeps on going and going in terms of what you can do. And also, please include the top features of the hotel. I believe that ChatGPT is able to handle 170 languages. Welcome to the Great Southern Hotel at the heart of the vibrant city of Sydney's Central Business District. And then it gives you that explanation. It's incredible how fast it can give you content. And the next thing that you could do is you could say, do you remember how I said that we can refine? If you were to refine, you would then say, you know what? We're going to do something completely different. We're going to start letting people stay with pets. Great. Now I want to target travelers with pets. Right? It's not going to get 100% right, but at least it's going to give you a template to go from there. Mr. Adrian, I would love to get a bit of a time check as well, because I feel I've got a fair bit that I'd like to keep on going through, but I also want to be respectful of that. So if you can let me know. Now, the next thing I'm going to ask you is social media. Who enjoys doing social media? Bit like me. What we're going to do in 5 minutes, I'm going to show you how to do, and if you've seen this before, by the way, this one's even better. In 5 minutes, I'm going to show you how to do 30 social media posts for your business. I'm going to show you how to make 30 templates in Canva within that 5 minutes, which you can then use to post onto your socials. So let's get going. Let's get doing it. Now, for this, what we're going to do is say, you keep blowing me away. I now need to do social media posts about the above. Can you give me 10 ideas of themes? So this is the key thing, right, is that when you're asking these questions, you need to be specific about what you're asking for. If you say, just say, make 10 social media posts, it'll start to really not understand what you've asked for. Here we're asking for themes, right? And even with my pet-friendly adventures. Historic charm, modern coverage. Showcase the blend of architecture, modern amenities at your hotel, and a day in the life. A day to night series showing a day in the life of a guest or a pet at the hotel. Food diaries, guest stories, meet the team, Chinatown exploration, travel tips. Travel tips. I like travel tips. Let's do that one. Great. Can you please give me 30 posts about, and I'm going to have a quick read of it, travel tips, offer local travel advice or tips traveling with pets or for business trips, as well as couples. Can you give me 30 Instagram posts about blah, blah, blah? OK. So here are our posts. Post a snapshot of the local weather. Caption, always be prepared with the right to arrive. And we've got the post, we've got the next caption. Travel, a picture of Sydney's public transport. Utilize Sydney's reliable transport. It's a great way to explore the city. Suitcase with essentials. So now you've got all these ideas, right? So you'd have to pay a marketing company big bucks for them to at least come up with half of these ideas. All I want you to do when you go back and you start using this, take 5 of these ideas. Don't take all of them. They're not going to be absolutely crucial for your business, or they're not going to work for your business. But if you get 5 ideas, then great. If you find that's not understanding your location because your hotel or your accommodation is in somewhere that's a little bit unknown, give it more context, give it more data so that it knows what it's talking about. If you've got a lakeside location, then say, hey, I'm lakeside. And I'll go, oh, okay, cool, by the lake, you can probably go fishing. Maybe you can't go fishing, but at least it'll give you the ideas. We can continue with that, but we're not going to do that. Brilliant. Can you please put this into a table with hashtags? Put this into a 3-column table, post, hashtags, and emojis. It still does it every time. Oh, so it's got it wrong. So this is where it's got it wrong. You see how the post is actually giving me the picture, not the post? You got it wrong. I want the post content in column 1, not the theme. Maybe it'll work. My apologies. There you go. That's what I wanted, right? Because I've got the post that I can then put it onto the picture. I didn't want it to tell me about the picture. But we could do 4 columns, and then you see me kind of troubleshooting this and working through it. Now, the next stage is what you're going to do is you're going to grab this, you're going to put it into a spreadsheet. I'm not going to show you that today because it's going to hold us up. What you then do is you go into Canva. And when you're into Canva, you're going to create an Instagram post square. Once you've got that, it's going to give you a post square. And these are the steps that you need to take. Oh, press the wrong button. These are the steps that you need to take. You're going to go through to your post, and no one's seen this before, so I'm excited to show you. You've got your template. You're going to find a background which suits you and that kind of matches the theme of the month. And then you're going to start from there. Then you're going to put in your branding, you're going to put in your logo and that sort of thing. Then you're going to go down here on the left-hand side, and you're going to press bulk create, and you're just going to upload a CSV. That CSV will have those posts that we just talked about. So you know how I said I would export into a spreadsheet? I've already done that before. And what I've got is the post number, the post content, and a hashtag. And I'm going to go through here, click this little button, and I'm going to go connect data, connect content, post content, and then I'm going to do this one here. I'm going to do my hashtags, continue, and we're going to generate my posts. And then, so obviously, the size of the text and stuff, you're going to fix it before you import it. But I want to show you how easy it is, because then, as a marketing person, you've got your themes, you've got your topics, you've got your fonts, and then if you want, you can go through and you can take your backgrounds and change the backgrounds, and you're good to go. So you've done 30 posts. And look, literally, I did that live in 5 minutes. So you can imagine if you spent half an hour on it, how far you would get. And doing 30 posts, I guarantee it would be days, days and days and days to do. So, Adrian, time check. Oh, no way. All right, folks. What we're going to do is I'm going to run through a couple, another little thing, just in terms of conceptually a few things. So things that you can do with it. This one you want to take a picture of if you want. Answering reviews, writing job descriptions, contracts, legal, blog posts, answering emails, writing proposals, bios, that sort of thing. A lot of creative thinking, so creating lead magnets. So all that context we had from before, what you would do is you would say, hey, can you please create a guide for someone visiting the city? What you can then do is, with that guide, you can say, hey, write it in the voice of a pirate. And it will write it in the voice of a pirate, which is what I was going to show you, but that's OK. Now, the final couple of things, I just want to give you a few tips. So context is key. Context is key. Context is key. Help it with brand guidelines. If you have a way of talking to your guest, we're quite a casual brand. We're quite a formal brand. We like to talk like Donald Trump. Cool. Put it in there. Tell it what you're looking for it to do, and it will get it. Always proof the output. Never, ever take it, and never, ever take the data and think it got it absolutely right. It might say that your rating is 9.4 when it's actually way higher or way lower. You must proof everything. Upgrade to ChatGPT 4. We won't cover that today. And then give it a try. And train your staff, train your staff, train your staff. I think that's a super important one. To finish on resources, everyone pull out your phones. Scan the code, and that way you can get this guide. And also we did a challenge. It was a 5-day challenge about AI. Takes you through these concepts. I just finished another one, which you can also get involved with. Thank you so much for your time. I wish you a great event. And Adrian, thank you so much for having me here. I appreciate it.